will still clap as though we are thousands. Good evening, everyone. You are all in for a true special treat tonight. Welcome to the campus of Patrick and Henry Community College. I am the coordinator of Campus Life and Fine Arts, and also the producing artistic director for the Patriot Players, Devin Pendleton. And I'm so pleased to introduce an event. We have titled this Voices of Black Influence, and I have three very special individuals who are going to be entertaining you throughout tonight. Feel free to, you can take pictures also throughout the night. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about what's going to be going on as we go, but they will be available for questions at the very end, if you have any, as well as a meet and greet in the lobby following our show. So without further ado, please put your hands together for Kinga Scott. Miss Monica Brooks from K92, Miss Monica's Morning Thing. And Marshall's own Rudy's Girl Media, Natalie Hodge. We have a big round of applause. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us to celebrate Black History Month in a very unique and interesting way. We're going to be starting with a performance from Kinga Scott, so we will let you take your bow and do your exit, ladies. Thank you for coming out just to say hi. Let me tell you a little bit about Kinga before we allow her to sing. Can I talk about Kinga? Is that all right? Kinga's brand of sensually seductive and groove-forward music blurs the line between styles. Rather than pigeonholing herself into a box, Kinga Scott's music reels in influences from across the spectrum, from the deep, emotive weight of R&B to noir jazz vibes and the rawness of hip-hop. Kinga's music is as colorful as it is dynamic. Just a little backstory, I did find Kinga on virginiaisforlovers.org. I fell in love with VA Anthem, and that's why I've asked her to start with this. This is a song that she did with Pusha T. Give it up for Pusha T, even though he's not here. Sorry. But truly, thank you, Kinga, for joining us today. And without further ado, please enjoy Kinga Scott's VA Anthem.
Hi. Okay, I need you guys to say Virginia. 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 Okay, that's the part, okay? That's it. You ready? All right, cool. This is a song about Virginia. Yeah. And it was dedicated to my grandmother, who's no longer here, but she was real cool. So, y'all ready? Yeah. Maestro. Virginia, Virginia, ooh, if I could sum it all into just one, I love you, I need you, never gonna leave you. Waking up to the morning sun, never felt so good to me. Even when I had no money or a little bit of food to eat. Going to my granny's house to see what she did good for me. Yeah. Watching for model TV, Price is Right, little house on the prairie. Every day was the same routine. Grandchildren running in and out of the house, yeah. And grandma yelling so much that she forgot what she was hollering about, yeah. Then I came her back, no see, turned into had no get it. At night when the sun go down, all the projects kids be at the playground. Ain't no sound like the one in my town. Yeah, we get down, baby, we get down. Homegrown love is all around. Where I stay, this is where I lay. We get down, this the VA's way. They like, ooh, child, I dig your style. This is somebody night, club lights, sometimes. Some people come to VA to get away. We out here on the East Coast every night, every day. There must be something in the water. They say Virginia is for lovers. You don't have to go if you want to stay in Virginia. I'm the soul of the 7 cities, yeah. But so much more being represented. The culture moving forward to make a brighter day for our sons and our daughters. That's the moral of the story. The land so historic. Black colleges where the scholars get supported. The best athletes so the leads can't the biggest stars in the music biz have recorded. This is VA, let's go for a ride through the countryside where the beauty resides. Can I make it to the fish fry? Back to my auntie house in no time. The energy is so high, DJ is so high. To the realest and the illest, to the dreamers, the believers. Hey, R-G-I-N-I-A, V-I-R-G-I-N-I-A, 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 V-I-V-A-V-A-V-A. VA, the state, has never done anything to us. People here sometimes, but this is a beautiful place to grow up.
All the way from Farmville.
Virginia.
Farmville, Virginia.
In the hammer.
Thank you, Kinga. She's going to be coming back in just a few more minutes. Isn't this fun? It's such a great opportunity for right here in our local community. I handpicked each of these ladies for the fact that they are from small towns here in Virginia. What a great mission and vision statement here for Patrick and Henry Community College. That's exactly what we are. We are a small town, but we have some big hopes and big dreams and big things are happening right here in Martinsville, Henry County. So I do have another special guest, and this is Miss Monica Brooks. Let's give her a big round of applause. Monica Brooks has been a member of the K92 Morning Thing. Anybody listen to the Morning Thing? If you haven't, please, it is
Just lie to
hilarious.
me. It's all right.
This morning was absolutely hilarious. But please tune in. It's K92. She's been with K92 since 2008. Wow.
I know forever.
Listeners have coined her fresh, bubbly, and contagious persona as Monica Brooks. She is mother to Ava and Hendrix. Listeners have followed their births and Monica's journey up to their current stages. Monica has been acknowledged as one of the top influential women in radio. Let's clap for that. And she has been a part of many empowering panels. So this is a segment that I would like for you just to lean into. She may interact with you throughout, but she's going to be telling her story about her life as well as her career on radio. Thank you, Monica.
Okay, thank you. Thank y'all for having me. Okay, so my name is Monica Brooks. I've been on K92 forever. So it's been wonderful. So I feel like I've grown up in entertainment. I come from a small town, Bedford County. Oh, you know about Bedford? Hey, hopefully it's good. And I come from a small town within that town called Body Camp. So, yeah, you said, oh my God. Hopefully, I don't want to know. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so I feel that being from a small town and now being on the radio and actually having so many different opportunities is a huge deal. And I think it speaks volumes of what you can do while in a small town. How many women are in here? Because I can see some. Hello, hey ladies. Hey. Okay, so being a female in any industry is difficult, right? Hey, excuse? Where was that now? But no, there's challenges there. And I know I've ran into so many different challenges while being on K, whether it be with marriage and kids and everything else, but we all run into that. And I feel like now is the time for the women to really speak up. There's so many opportunities for us to just voice our opinion, whether it's on social media or just reaching out to other people. There's different avenues to do so, right? Yeah. Do you feel like you've been hurt? As women, do you feel like you've been hurt? Sometimes? Yes. That's the thing. Heard, but not actually listened to. So how do we change that? And I think we change it by having events and things like this, where we speak to one another and we network, we communicate with one another and figure out solutions, right? Because I actually spoke to a group, Women in Technology out of Blacksburg, and speaking with those ladies, I realized that they, working in the tech industry, they really have some challenges there as well. But I think that now is the time for us to voice our opinions, use social media, reach out, talk to people. Is there anything that I, like since it's a small crowd, I'm actually reaching out to y'all. Anything I can do to help align with media? Being in the industry, you can yell it out. Something that I could help to do to change things. This is really like a one-on-one exchange. Oh yes, supporting the community colleges. You know, I was like, these speaking engagements, they make a difference. In K92, we are here. And this is for everyone. You know, men, women, whatever, you just call and just reach out, jump in the DMs and say, hey, we want to talk about certain things. We want to have our voice heard. We have this event going on. We want to speak about a certain issue. Use everything around you. There's so many different opportunities. I would say during COVID, I remember being at home thinking, oh my gosh, I'm working from my closet and this is miserable. And what am I doing? You know, where are things going? Well, you know what? While in the closet, I was able to connect with Wendy Williams and Dr. Oz. Okay? From Roanoke. From my closet. With my little MacBook. With kids yelling and asking for pancakes. So I made that happen. So I think that there's ways, if you just keep on pursuing what you want, connect with the right people, you can make anything happen. And those relationships, they usually remain intact. You keep in communication with them, you know what? We ride it out. We ride it out together. So I encourage you all just to hang out, talk to us all, and make those connections, okay? Let's see what we can do. And I'm serious, reach out. Let's make something happen.
So can I come out? You and I will chat just for a few more moments.
Yes, please do. Please do.
So we're going to open up for Q&A. You can come down stage with me to the light.
I know, I was like, can I sit down right here? I don't want to fall down. And you know what? That'll be on video. That'll be something else. That'll be a TikTok.
We can Liza Minnelli the situation.
No, I better not.
Intimate setting.
Look, you know what? You better hold my hand.
Okay.
Hold on, look. Y'all, seriously, put your phones away for just half a second. Half a second. Mom, my mom, by the way, trigger is right up top. Hey, Mom. Yeah. All right. Ooh.
We also notice we have the Baptist here in the back. Hi, Baptist. If you'd like to move down to get closer, you may. I think, when it comes down to the radio space, especially as it pertains to you being a face not only as a Black woman, because in our service region, we don't have that. What struggles have you encountered over the years, or has that been more of a strength for you?
It's been both. There have been times where, in the studio, I would say we have sister stations, meaning that we have K92, we have Star Country, Vibe 100, we have our news talk station, Q99. We have all of them lined up. I am the only female. So I walk into a business where we need more female presence. And there have been struggles where you're not heard, we talked about that, where you're not really heard in a room full of guys that are very vocal, very animated. We all have a lot of energy in the room. So you almost have to really assert yourself without being rude, but be assertive, Say what you want, maybe ask for a little bit more.
And I think that it's so important not only for the Roanoke community and surrounding areas that are able to access K92 radio, but I noticed, because I'm a listener of your show, it's like a woman thing, that the advice that you give to these women who call in, is there any story in particular or anything that because I'm sure you are noticed throughout the community in Roanoke when you go out in public, and that's why you have your mystery name versus your name.
Yes. I mean, usually people like now, in the beginning, people didn't really go to social media, so they didn't know what I looked like. We didn't really have socials like that, so unless I was just la 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 la, no one knew. And so, I looked like a bull. Like what the hell? But now, it's a little different. You step out, maybe you're leaning against the red box, and someone's like, Monica, is that you? Yes, baby, yeah, my hair's wrapped up, and I got on my daughter's pants, it's all right.
Are there any standout from Miss Monica Morning thing, any stories that you want to just tell us and entertain?
Well, we have so many different stories every week. Oh gosh, If you listen even to our Wednesdays, we have the ladies' room. And usually that's where someone will, once again, they reach out for advice. This week, with it being Valentine's, we had, I think you heard it. Yeah, so we had a girl call in and she was upset that her boyfriend ditched her to go hang out with a friend.
On Valentine's Day.
But the thing is though, the friend was coming in from out of town. And see, I know, it makes you go, ew, and he promised to make it up this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, but she contacted me and she was mad. And she was like, I can't shake these feelings. And I always tell people, I'm like, and my kids, you have the right to feel what you feel. You have the right to feel those feelings. Even if it's kind of like, girl, you may want to just, calm down or not. But you feel what you feel. So we had her on and we always ask folks to text in or call and offer advice to help people out. So we can all work together for a solution.
And I think that's what makes it so unique, being that, you are one of the only, if not the only within the region, female voice to be able to connect even further with the female community. What advice would you say, because we're also recording this event, so we'll be putting this on the Patrick and Henry Community College YouTube show, so folks can watch after the event. What advice would you give to anyone that is interested in starting a space, albeit if it's a podcast, which I know you have?
Yes, we banter.
I think it is hard
so we talk.
to get, I need to do the podcast.
Yes, you do, very soon.
It would be so ADD to figure out, because I think you sip champagne during
We do, oh yes, yes.
It's a trap.
Mine is non-alcoholic champagne. But
what advice would you give to someone who, I have a voice, I have so many interesting things that I think folks would want to listen to. How do they get started?
They need to just reach out. Once again, just social media, there's a lot of pros and cons to social media. So I just say just jump in and message someone. You never know unless you act on it. So, I reached out for Bubbly Banter. I remember being in, with my podcast, I was in the kitchen cooking dinner for the kids. And I decided I'm on IG. You know who I'm going to reach out to? Tyson Beckford, excuse me. Tyson Beckford. I sent him a message. He sent a message back. Like within a couple minutes, I said, is this a spam account? Did I send a spam? And he was like, he said, you want to interview? Let's interview right now. And I said, well, let me finish sauteing these onions. And yes, and went right to the studio and sure enough had that conversation. And it was great. And now he's like a friend, so he's a friend to Bubbly. And I'm like, he's come on and we do Bubbly with Tyson Beckford.
So you're already name dropping, which I love.
Because
I know throughout the radio space you often get opportunities to meet celebrities. Any standouts or funny stories?
Of course I know name dropping, but Kevin Hart. We met with Kevin Hart because I talked trash about him. I did. I said that he was shorter than I, and he is. And I let it go. So we met. He was at the Bergman Center performing, and we met just to do a little height off. And he had heels on. He had on man heels. Once again, I let it go. And we said, okay, he is definitely taller. And I smiled. I smiled at the picture, but I'm looking like, I got you. Yeah, but he was fun. He was a fun one. He played along well. Flo Rida. Flo Rida is a good one. Actually, and I reached out to him recently because he won a big lawsuit with Celsius. He won like $93 million. I said, well, hello. Congratulations to you. Hiring? Wink. No. But he was, so he's a good one. He's a good friend of the show as well.
Perfect. My last question, then we will bring back Kinga Scott, so tell me about, it's Ava and Hendrix.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're out in public, because they know you as mommy, they know you as your real name, and then when they are out in public, how do you explain that to your kids? Like, no, I'm Miss Monica.
Oh, well, they've grown up in it, and so it's like with Ava, oh my gosh, like she's helped set up for remotes. Like set up for events, and my bosses walked through, and I said, "Don't worry about her. I paid her Chick-fil-A. You don't have to worry about anything." And so they.
But is Ava's name really Ava?
Yes. Ava Rose and Hendrix Scott. Yes, that's how I like, and they enjoy it. At the same time, they've been in it so long, they don't really understand like the value in like the equipment and just and the experience, because they walk in and like, okay, mommy's at work. But but they'll go to a TV station like, Brent Watts. Oh my goodness. I'm like, Brent is cool and all, come on.
And I think that's the thing, being on the radio, because you are so everything everything that your bio reads that, you know, you are bubbly, you are contagious, you know, you're infectious to listen to, even though you and I are friends now. But, you know, it feels like I've known you for so many years because you allow your audience and your listeners to, because I remember when you were pregnant, and I remember when you were out on maternity leave, and I remember, you know, hearing those updates. And,
the hospital stories and stuff. Yeah, where, you know, everybody walked in, they had a catheter, so everyone visited, and you see that bag right there. Hello. Yes, that's part of childbirth. Yeah, but I share a lot of myself if you listen to Kay. So yeah, people do know a lot about my life, and sometimes I forget about my own life, and they'll bring up something, and I'm like, what happened? I was eating butter at the cabinet. Yes, I do remember I was eating butter at the cabinet. I'm glad that's stuck.
And I think that's good advice even for those, back to our follow-up question of, you know, if I'm interested, how do I get involved? How do I reach this goal of being able to be on a radio, be on a podcast? And I think it's about being your true, authentic self.
You have to be. People can read through fake.
Mm-hmm.
People can feel it and read through it, and also if you don't have a passion for it, don't do it. Okay, just don't. It's like if you have that energy behind whatever you're doing, it will succeed. I believe that wholeheartedly. So have a passion, have a drive for it, connect with the right people, speak on it, keep pushing, reach out. We're short staffed at K. I told you that. That's what you put in an application. And
Which I was speaking from.
of course, he's gonna be still here. But no, like seriously though, like we are always looking for people that have that drive, that passion, and want to be heard, or just want to play around and with the equipment at the station, or maybe just want to say, I want to open up for a break and I want to make somebody feel something or smile. I think it's important. Like one of my goals every morning is to make somebody smile or laugh and forget about some kind of crap they're going through. Because everybody's going through something, right? Everybody's feeling something. So laughter means a lot. To have just a little brief chuckle. It'll take you away for just a second. So that's my goal every morning. So hopefully I do that for y'all.
All right, well now it's the time of the show where you get to laugh at us as we're trying to get up.
I'm gonna roll. I don't know about you, but you know what? I'm gonna roll. Hold on, this thing's
So
not
graceful.
graceful at all. Hold on. Woo, there we go.
All right, this is Miss Monica Brooks, K92 in the morning thing. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
All right, are we ready for some more Kenya? I don't believe it. I told you we're pretending as though we're 1,000. Are you ready for some more Kenya Scott? All right, please welcome Kenya Scott performing Believer.
Okay, first I want to say, hey again. Believer, all my music, you can find it. My name is Kinga Scott. It is K-I-N-G-N-A. I didn't make that up. My mama did. So, you can find me. You can Google it. Really, you should Google me. Check me out. Humble Hustle is a store in Roanoke. It was all sponsored by Virginia.org. You can go to Virginia.org. There's articles about me. Ebony, Travel North, you name it. Richmond Times, everybody. This was a big deal, and the state of Virginia paid me. So, this comes from the store, Humble Hustle. This is a hoodie that you can get from them. They have some amazing. They have an amazing new line out right now, and it's based out of Roanoke. Really cool stuff. If you don't have anything cool in your wardrobe right now, this is your chance. Just go to Humble Hustle. They're amazing. Believer. This song is about just believing. Like, if you don't believe in yourself and you're not your biggest cheerleader, trust me, you're not gonna get it from somebody else. Don't rely on somebody else for, the belief in your own self. And then some people sit in there, I don't care, I don't want to believe in myself. Well, you got nothing else going on. I mean, you gotta. Everybody gotta get back up every day and go do whatever they're gonna do. You don't like what you're doing? Switch it up. Go do something else. You got plenty of time, hopefully. You got plenty of time to go figure out something else to do. But check this song out. Follow me on Spotify, whatever you got. Follow me. Let's go, maestro.
It was not too long ago, struggling, I was hustling, not a 10. I was in with the
it. I'm tired of it. This is for creators, this is for the doers, this is for the makers, yeah, yeah. This is for the doers and makers, all my innovators, the motivators. This is for you. Step closer to the Lord on the daily. I don't write music for myself, think about that. Write it for y'all. Make you a believer. I'ma make you a believer. And I wonder what would happen if I spread a little love. I'ma make you a believer. Hey, see, all it takes is a dream, baby. We can be a team. Gotta show that you can lean. Oh, yeah. Breathe up, meditation, liberation. Let me feed you. You always welcome in my kitchen. Then I'll mention the recipe. We favor making blood on to some pictures. Definition of leader. Yeah. Thank you. I'm a product of William and Lisa. And they both sing.
Thank you, Kinga. That's one of my favorite songs. You know, I have to, it's not just because you're here, but truly, I listen to that song regularly. So please go out and check out her Spotify account. She's also on iTunes, and a new song just dropped this week. So big things, and we never know if we're going to be able to afford to have her back. So get to know her and follow her journey. I also want to thank Mark Bolton for being here tonight. Everybody give a round of applause for Lily Collins. Come on down, okay. We talked about your stage part. But thank you for doing the coverage of this event, for all that you do for even the Patriot Players and P&HCC. Our next guest that we're going to bring on is our very own local Natalie Hodge. Give it up, Natalie. Natalie is a writer, producer, and owner, founder of Rudy's Girl Media. I got my light. She holds a bachelor's degree from Guilford College and a master's degree from Cornell University, alongside over a decade of independent film and television experience in New York and Los Angeles. To date, that's worth clapping over. Give her some love. To date, she has produced 3 film television projects in Martinsville: Cell in 2019, Stolen Crowns in 2020, and Hometown Hustle 2021, which I was able to be a part of season 1. And that was so much fun. Thank you again for that opportunity. Natalie and her team are currently in pre-production on the 2nd season of Hometown Hustle, a feel-good reality series about small businesses in small towns that make a big impact. And what a better mission and vision even for Passion here at Community College. So thank you for highlighting those small businesses. Season 2 covers a larger geographic footprint and across 10 counties and cities in Southern Virginia. She is the 2022 Grand Prize winner of the Gauntlet, Virginia's largest business pitch competition. Natalie's winning pitch was for RGM Studios, Uptown Martinsville's first digital content development studio. Without further ado, Natalie Hodge.
Thank you. So I'm so honored to be here, and I knew from a very early age that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I always tell folks that my biggest inspiration as far as being a small business owner was my father, but he was not the sole inspiration, because my grandmother and my father's younger sister were also entrepreneurs, and I watched them, and they handled their businesses and their lives with such grace, and I always admired them. And so in 1947, my grandparents opened Rufus Hodge Grocery in Leatherwood, Virginia. And don't let the name fool you, because even though it's named after my grandfather, my grandmother was integral to the development of the vision and the execution of that business. And so I grew up watching my father as he ran that business. And then I also, as I mentioned to you, his younger sister, who I call Aunt Kate, her name is Amanda Red, she went through some of the most challenging experiences of someone that I know personally, and managed a multi-state real estate and accounting services business. And I was just in awe of and just quietly admired her for so many years, how she was able to overcome and persevere some pretty tough circumstances. I never saw her sweat. Through it all, I never saw her sweat. As I have continued my journey and opened several businesses across the country, I've met other women, phenomenal women, who are doing this at the highest level, regardless of their personal circumstances, societal challenges. They get out there and make it happen, and they're so impressive. And so tonight, I wrote a poem. Well, I didn't write the poem tonight, but I wrote the poem in anticipation of this event, and it is about those women, and particularly my grandmother and my aunt. So the poem is called The Power of She, and there's an accompanying slideshow that features black women who are small business owners from this region. Some of them live here currently, some of them have moved away, but they submitted their pictures and bios, and my amazing communications director, Dana Wilson, put all of this together for us for tonight, and we'll get to see a glimpse of just a few black women who inspire me, or small business owners who are connected to this community. So, the power of she. From no degree to PhD, from no money to a dynasty, from the field to freedom land, from her heart to her bleeding hands, she created and made it her vision, precision. She crafted and coded, she marched and she voted. She saved and survived with tears in her eyes. She scuffled and struggled. Sometimes she worked doubles. Though they thought she would crumble, she made them all humble. She did hair, she made dresses, she slang hash, she taught lessons. Despite all her stresses, here and now I confess this, I don't know how she blessed us. She turned nothing into something like it was expected. Many nights she was restless, her soul in distress. Yet, she leaned into her power and passed every test. Yes, the world counted her out on many occasions, but what they didn't count on was she was deliberate and patient. They misunderstood the place where she came from. And there are too many, we can't even name them, who thought she would falter and accept the arrangement. When she pushed back, they screamed she was dangerous. If success is to be feared, then they were correct. She pressed and persevered through years of neglect, and even before Aretha, she yearned for respect. Her practice, her firm, her office, her turn, her home business, her corporation, her studio, her station, her boutique, her bar, her restaurant, her farm, her tech company, her real estate, her school, her bank, her store, her business, her undeniability bear witness. If you missed her, let me introduce you. She is our complicated past and our powerful future. Thank you. So in 2016, I returned to Martinsville and I founded Rudy's Girl Media. And this was a big leap of faith because I had been living in New York and Los Angeles, where those are places that film happens. And Martinsville was not yet known for film happening. So it was a struggle initially to imagine how I would be able to do this here. But with the support of the community and friends and family who believed in the mission and the vision, I was able to begin that process here, and it has been life-altering. It has been amazing to be able to produce content here. And as Devin mentioned, 2 short films, all local cast and crew, all local talent, just shining on the screen. And then season 1 and 2 of Hometown Hustle. And so I really appreciate Devin for his investment of time and his creativity in season 1. The result of season 1 allowed for us to expand the geographic footprint of Hometown Hustle season 2. And there have been so many people to support this project. I just have to shout out a few of the major local sponsors. So many companies supported this project, so I can't name them all. But Martinsville Henry County Economic Development Corporation, the Lester Group, Purple Furnishings, West Piedmont Workforce Development Board, TagSpace, Martinsville Henry County Chamber of Commerce. The list goes on and on. And this was a village who made this season happen. I'm so proud and excited to share just a small sneak preview of season 2 with you. And the sneak preview that we'll be sharing tonight, these are the African American businesses that are featured in this season, and they are phenomenal. So if you haven't already, before we cue this up, you need to go to hometownhustle.tv, save that into your phones, and make sure that you check out season 1. There are all sorts of highlights and behind the scenes photos of our new season, and just gear up for the launch of season 2. We are right at the finish line of post-production, so it's gonna be really cool, and it spans from Patrick County all the way east to Brunswick, and then up to Prince Edward County, Farmville. Shout out to Farmville. And just amazing folks. But here is a sneak preview of the African American business owners in season 2.
Get in when you fit in. You only live once, put your bid in. Don't ever hold your head down. Work till you get a crown. Hustle in your hometown. Giving back to my spots when I work in that hometown hustle.
The response from the community has been phenomenal. No one ever thought that a place like this would exist here in our little town. Well, I think we're the first minority-owned restaurant on Main Street. And to have that sort of New York flair, people come in just because they want a little piece of it.
I think what sets us apart is our community, the camaraderie. We're like a family, in a sense, and we meet each other here and we encourage each other. I think that's what makes us different from everybody else, is that we have people who are excited to be here. They want to encourage and all to have a healthy lifestyle. It's always been Jordan's dream to have a center for health and wellness. That's our main goal, is that we want to bring health and fitness to Martinsville and Henry County. We want everybody to be healthy.
You might be scared. Come in for free and try your Blacksburg for a week.
Every year, Blacksburg has been Juneteenth for the last 2 years, festival. So we always have a booth, and we sit there and give out information, answer questions, and we just try to participate and engage with the community. Sometimes I'll sponsor teams, like a soccer team or the local football team or something like that. Churches, sometimes they're doing like a drive or something. I'll help them out.
You know, for my ancestors to make the sacrifices that they made, thinking so far in the future and now it's reality, is a blessing. You know, it's really hard to come out and start a business and, in a general sense, but when it comes to the land, it's like that's the only thing they're not making anymore. When we have land, we gotta hold on to it, we gotta take care of the land so it can take care of us. So I just feel honored and excited and happy just to be a part of my family's farming heritage and make a difference in other people's lives as well.
So that was just a small teaser of the new season, and you will be so excited to see me milking goats. Milking goats and operating heavy equipment. I am quite impressive. So thank you all so much for supporting this event, for supporting Rudy's Girl Media. I could not have accomplished any of what I've been able to do so far without the encouragement, without just the arms of the community around me and my company. And I say this all the time when I'm speaking to people, that when I was in New York and Los Angeles, it felt really amazing to be in these centers of creativity. But no one cared that I was doing media. Everybody was doing it. You could walk out onto the street and there are tons of cameras and huge sets and studios producing all of this high-level content. When I pull out a camera here, when my team and I are in the streets here, people stop and pay attention, and they're excited to support, and that means everything. this can be just as powerful a creative space. We just have to lean into who we are and what we are. And it's amazing.
You, Miss Natalie. So great. Are we having a great time? All right. We're going to be bringing out Kinga Scott once again to close out our show. And then, as I mentioned, we will be opening up for any questions. And we have a text number that you can text, and we'll put that up on the screen right after her set. But to come to perform, I believe it's, 4 songs, Kinga? 3 to 4, somewhere in there, to close our show. But again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight for Voices of Black Influence. Without further ado, please put your hands together once again for Kinga Scott.
On my way. So don't judge me. This song was written when I was 19. And I thought I was in love. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. But hopefully you can relate. On my way, right? Maestro! Is it okay? Is it okay? Actually, it's gonna be, is it okay? La 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 la. Let's slow it down, yeah. Suddenly, I had an urge to explore, make my way across the earth, just the floor. Thank God it's the end of the day. No cap on the Chardonnay. fast version for the skating rink. Okay? So check it out. We get a remix already ready. So definitely ready for the rest of the year. I've pretty much got all the songs ready to go. Just breadcrumbing. Because next year is going to turn into something else. But just enjoy the ride right now. We're going to get a little real. But anyway, next song, Maestro. Hey, bounce. Ooh, ooh, yeah. This is what I was talking about when I was 19. See? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember the time when I would pray for God to send me at the drop of a dime. You showed up this feeling so when I saw you outside, I knew that I had to make you mine. I couldn't let you get away and see you with someone else one day. It all began when you first laid your little legs on me. I would be incomplete every time I see your face. You are what's good. I'm like, yeah. So it's word down. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, I'm coming home to you. I'm my way, where? I'm my way, where? I'm my way, yeah. Ooh, I'm coming home to you. They always get when you come see me on my day. I think that's when you came in my life, and I'll make sure I never let you wait. If I play you bad, then you take it when you hype up myself. I'll be in when you first play your bedroom, my phone. My knees got weak. I played for what I couldn't even. When I took you outside, I knew that I had to make you mine. I didn't let you get away and see what someone else can do. On my way, yeah. On my way, yeah. On my way, yeah. I'm coming home to you. On my way, on my way, yeah. On my way, hey. I'm coming home to you. I'm just joking, but dancing on you feels so lovely. All the other people in this club are so ugly. Anytime of day, or you're alone, hit me on my phone. I'ma text you on my way. Hey, y'all ready for that track? Let's slow it down. I just got over a flu, y'all. I sound like Macy Gray about a week ago. But I was praying hard. God bring my voice back, so God gave me a little bit. I'm about to plug up my guitar and sing the last two songs. And hopefully, y'all will get down with it. think it's so important to so insignificant again. Have you cried the first time? Can you tell me what it meant? Was it your friends? Maybe I'm not cool enough. Maybe I'm stupid. Probably didn't go to school enough. Oh, maybe probably didn't make it through enough. I didn't know what real. I always wondered did I do enough. Did I do too much? Trying to figure out what went wrong. What did I do? Was it my nose? Was it my hair? Was it the ex? Was it how I read? Was it my words? That being so long? Hey, was it my clothes? Was it my hair? Was it the ex? Was it how I read? Was it my words? That being so long? Was I went wrong? Trying to figure out what went wrong. Trying to figure out what went wrong. Trying to figure out what went wrong. I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. Alright, next song. I also wrote that when I was 19. I'm older now. Yeah. What's it? Oh yeah, fast food life. Fast food life. I had just moved to Norfolk. I was there for like a couple years, maybe. I was there for like maybe 4 years. I was in college. I had just gotten my first vehicle. It was a bucket. I was on the way to work, already rushing. Car didn't start. Had to learn the bus system for the first time in my life because I'm from Farmville, Virginia. I ain't riding a bus in my life. So I'm looking everywhere. I'm asking, talking to people I ain't ever talked to in my life. And I'm on this bus, and I'm annoyed because I witnessed just the craziest things. Norfolk is crazy. Norfolk is crazy. I witnessed some crazy things, so I decided to just put my head down in my composition book and write about it. Just to get that anger out. And it's hard sometimes when you are in the angry moment, but this is my advice to you, just start writing. So freshly angry, start writing. If you do it with your left hand, it'll come straight from your subconscious. Write. You might come up with something like this, but you might not. Fast food life. Once again, I was wrong, 'cause I was right. I ain't a bad person, but I love to fight. right. Whew, thank God you got me those hot. Man, my fingers gonna fall off. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. Oh, my bad. This is not my name. Sorry.
Let's give it up one more time for Kinga Scott. Thank you, Kinga. We're going to bring out all of our ladies one more time. Let's put your hands together for Monica Brooks, Natalie Hodge, and Kinga Scott. All right, so this is a fun portion of our show, but we still have some time left, and we're going to put a graphic up in just a moment, and I'll be getting the text messages live. So, but feel free, because I can't see you, so feel free to text those in. I have a few questions as well. There we are. So text in your questions to 276-299-0273. First of all, did you enjoy the program? So thank you once again, panel, for being here with us today. I have a few questions for you. I'm going to start with Natalie.
Yes.
Natalie, so you mentioned a couple times Rudy's Girl Media. Tell us the story behind Rudy's Girl.
So Rudy's Girl, the Rudy's Girl, is a combination of my parents' names. So my father's name was Rufus, my mom's name was Judy. So I combine those. I'm their girl. And my mom is in the audience. I'm gonna expose her. Just real quick. So she had a challenge with being the Udi in it. And so, first off, I said, number one, Jufus is a horrible name. She didn't suggest it. She didn't think it through. She just was like, well, why am I not the top villain in the combo name? The second thing is, my father passed away in 2005. Let's let him have something, okay? Let the man live through this thing. But I love my parents dearly, and they are definitely the two people who have contributed most to my creative and entrepreneurial strength. And so I give them honor through all the work that I do. So if I don't, yes, thank you. Amazing. Couldn't have done this without them. So.
Thank you, Natalie. My next question is for Kinga. Hi, Kinga.
Hi.
So tell us, because I know that, and I didn't mention it in your bio, but you do have another hustle that you do as well in Norfolk, and which is real estate. So tell us about that journey.
I'm a realtor. I know. Isn't that crazy? I got my first gray hair like last year. It came out hard and strong, like BAM! And I like the part where I like to work deals. Like I've sold houses and I've worked with like ideal people, but the people I like working with are those first-time home buyers who are the first to own a home in their family, or
So grateful.
yes, and they're so scared and they're like panicking, and like this one house, I used to be the type of person that ride around and find the yard sales with my mama. I like to go to pawn shops. I used to be an eBay seller, so I like finding good deals. I found this house for
Hometown hustler right here.
I found this house for $135. It was terrible on the inside. I'm talking about dog poo-poo everywhere. And I met a contractor. He and I are still good friends now. We actually just moved to the studio. I'll talk to you. And he put $40,000 of work into this house. And what I did was I integrated it into the loan because they were actually approved for $180. And the house was $135. They got $40,000 of work in the price. They only had to still pay their same amount that they were paying for rent. Nothing changed in their lives. Get it? This month, they just got their first tenant. I talked them into having that be their investment because as first-time homebuyers, you just got to live in it for 1 year. You get to rent it out. They are creating wealth for their family. I did that. Yes. So that's how that goes. But it's stressful.
So if you're selling a home in Virginia, all right, we did have one text to come in, and this is, as women, we can have have trouble with perfectionism, and open to any of you that would like to answer this question. We have trouble with perfectionism. How do you all move past this and share your talent?
Well, I mean, for me, I recognize I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect. And I know, I put in the effort and the love behind everything that I do, and I feel like it shows the end product, So I just recognize that we're not meant to be perfect, in my opinion, Just work hard.
Perfect, thank you. Anyone else want to answer that question? How do you move past perfectionism, especially as being a woman, and still share your talent in your field?
I take social media breaks because there are so many images out there of perfection. And we get caught up in seeing people's filtered lives and feel like we have to live up to those expectations and to their beauty, their bank accounts, and we don't know what's going on behind those curtains. And so I take a break, I'm introspective, self-care is important, I can get myself out of balance, but I know those moments to get back in sync with who I am. And in those moments, I don't care about being perfect, I care about being effective. I just need to do what I need to do. It doesn't have to be perfect, because it's never gonna be there.
Thank you. All right, we have some more questions rolling in.
I did want to say something.
Sure.
The problem is we are perfect the way we are, and we don't recognize it because we operate separately, which makes you nitpick. But we are one unit. We are part of one cell, and we are all connected. So each person's perfection is what adds to the pot. That's why everyone has different gifts. And if you're not using your gift, you feel like you're not perfect. Because I tried to run from this a lot, and God let me know, or the universe, or whatever that thing is that attacks me every time I try to stop.
That's right.
You're getting attacked. Your spirit is getting attacked because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Like I said, you gotta be a believer. You gotta wake up every day and work, make one move towards that thing, whatever your perfection is, because you were born with it. Even autistic people, people who are handicapped, they all have some type of, they might have a parent at home that needs that person there. And they can't go anywhere because they are handicapped, and it's great because they always have company. That's their purpose, to provide company. You understand what I'm saying? So we're all perfect. Do it, just do it.
I love that.